Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. Today, we're really going deep. We're looking at how the ultra wealthy, the billionaires of the world, are using AI not just to build their fortunes,
Yeah.
but to kind of rewrite the rules of marketing as we know it.
Yeah, it's like they've discovered the secret playbook.
Yeah.
And AI is like the ultimate cheat code.
Exactly. And to help us decode this billionaire's algorithm, we're turning to the latest episode of the DigiPalms podcast, hosted by Kenny Martini. Now, he calls this episode The Billionaire's Algorithm, AI Strategies Behind the Wealth Explosion.
Oh.
And oh boy, let me tell you, it is packed with some serious aha moments.
What really struck me was how Martini emphasizes that.
Yeah.
AI for these billionaires, it's not just another tool, it's like a fundamental shift in how they're thinking about creating wealth.
It's like they've gone from a hand-powered printing press to a high-speed digital printing press.
That's a great analogy. Because Martini really drives home the point that it's not just about automating tasks anymore. It's about making decisions with a speed and precision that just blows human capabilities out of the water. Like, he uses this example of a tech mogul using AI to just crunch through mountains and mountains and mountains of data to create these laser-focused ad campaigns that can adapt and shift in real time across all these different platforms.
Okay, so we're talking about AI that can basically think and react faster than any human marketing team ever could. But what does that actually look like in the real world?
Well, think about those product recommendations you get online, the ones that seem to know exactly what you want before you even do. That's AI in action. It's analyzing your every click, your every purchase, and then it's using that data to predict your desires.
Right, so it's not just about online shopping, is it?
No, not at all. Martini highlights how, like, luxury fashion brands, they're using AI to create these incredibly personalized experiences, even in physical stores. So imagine walking into a boutique and the salesperson already knows your style preferences, your size, even your favorite colors, all thanks to AI.
So it's like having a personal stylist who knows you better than you know yourself. But how does this translate into actual wealth for these billionaires?
Well, Martini points out that AI gives them this almost scary ability to see what's coming next in the market. Like, he gives this example of a real estate developer who used AI to target ads at the exact moment when people were most likely to be looking for new homes.
Right.
Boom, huge surge in sales, massive return on investment.
It's like they have a crystal ball that tells them the future of the market.
Pretty much.
So they're not just playing the game, they're writing the rules.
Exactly. And that's what makes AI such a game changer. It's not just about having a big budget. It's about knowing exactly where and when to invest every dollar. And AI gives them that strategic advantage.
So it's not just about making great products or services anymore. It's about using AI to market them with pinpoint accuracy.
Precisely. AI is the engine driving their marketing machines. But it goes even further than that. Martini reveals that they're using AI to create content, manage social media, and even engage with customers on a personal level.
Hold on. AI is writing articles now
Oh.
and managing social media accounts. What happens to human creativity or genuine connection?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And Martini doesn't shy away from it. He actually paints this picture of a future where AI is handling all the repetitive tasks. So that frees up human talent to focus on the big picture stuff, like strategy and creative thinking and building real relationships.
So it's not necessarily a threat,
Yeah.
but more of a challenge for us to adapt and evolve our skills.
Exactly. It's like we're standing at the edge of this massive transformation, and AI is the driving force.
It's exciting and a little daunting, if I'm being honest. But getting back to these billionaires, Martini really emphasizes speed as a major factor in their success.
Oh, absolutely. He talks about how one luxury brand used AI to completely revamp their marketing strategy, like in the middle of a major sporting event, and they captured this massive audience in real time.
Wow. So it's like they're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Exactly. They're thinking 10 steps ahead, and AI is giving them the information and the agility to make those moves with confidence.
This is getting pretty mind-blowing, but Martini also mentions this idea of hyper-specificity. What exactly does that mean?
It's all about targeting these super niche audiences. Like, Martini talks about this platform called Hugging Face, where developers are using AI to create apps for incredibly specific groups of people. It's not just about targeting people who like coffee, it's about targeting people who specifically enjoy single-origin Ethiopian Yirgacheffe coffee brewed in a French press.
Okay, now that's what I call targeted marketing.
It's about understanding your audience on a deeper level than ever before. And these apps can actually analyze not just the words people type, but the intent and emotions behind those words.
So it's like they're reading their minds.
In a way. And Martini believes this is the future of marketing, creating these truly individualized experiences that resonate on a deeply personal level.
This is all fascinating. But I have to ask, what does this mean for the rest of us? You know, the non-billionaires. Is there any way we can use this knowledge and these AI tools without breaking the bank?
That's the million-dollar question, and it's something we definitely need to explore further. But the good news is that access to AI is becoming more and more democratized. You don't need to be a billionaire to start experimenting with these tools and strategies.
Okay, it's good to hear. But where do we even start? There are so many AI tools and platforms out there.
Well, Martini specifically mentions Hugging Face as a great starting point. It offers a wide range of pre-trained AI models and tools that anyone can use. You don't need a huge budget or a team of data scientists.
So even if we don't have a degree in computer science, we can still tap into the power of AI.
Absolutely. Platforms like Hugging Face are making AI more accessible than ever before.
That's incredible. It's like the playing field is being leveled. But I still can't shake this feeling that AI is going to replace human jobs.
I get it. It's a valid concern. But I think the key is to focus on how humans and AI can work together to achieve better outcomes. Remember, AI is a tool. It's up to us to decide how we use it.
So it's not about replacing humans, but augmenting our abilities.
Exactly. AI can handle those repetitive tasks, analyze data at lightning speed, and provide insights that humans might miss. And that frees up human creativity and ingenuity.
So it's like having a superpowered assistant who can do all the heavy lifting,
Yep.
allowing us to focus on the big picture.
Precisely. And that's where the real opportunity lies. By understanding how AI works and how to use it effectively, we can create entirely new industries and solve problems that were once considered impossible.
This is all very exciting, but I can't help but think about those sci-fi movies where AI takes over the world. Is there a risk of that happening in real life?
It's important to acknowledge the potential risks with any powerful technology, and AI is no different. But I think the key is to develop AI responsibly, with ethics as a top priority.
So it's not just about what AI can do, but what it should do.
Absolutely. We need to have these open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of AI, set clear guidelines for its development and use, and make sure that it benefits society as a whole.
That's a crucial point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of this new technology, but we need to be mindful of the potential consequences. But let's get back to the practical side of things for a minute. Martini mentions that billionaires are using AI to dominate these really specific niches. Can you give us some examples of how that's playing out?
Sure. Imagine an app that's specifically designed for collectors of rare antique books. Using AI, it could analyze auction data, identify trends, and even predict the value of specific books, giving these collectors a huge advantage in the market.
So it's like having insider knowledge in a very specialized field.
Exactly, and that's just one example. We're seeing this type of hyper-specificity in everything from art and fashion to real estate and finance. AI is basically allowing billionaires to spot and capitalize on these micro trends and opportunities that were practically invisible before.
It sounds a little bit like a David and Goliath situation. If billionaires have access to these incredibly powerful AI tools, how can the rest of us even compete?
It's a fair question, and it's a challenge we need to address, but I think it's important to remember that AI is just a tool. It's how we use that tool that makes all the difference.
So it's not about having the deepest pockets or the most cutting-edge technology. It's about being strategic and clever in how we apply it.
Exactly, and that's where human ingenuity comes in. We need to be creative, adaptable, and constantly learning to stay ahead of the curve.
That makes sense. But there's still a steep learning curve when it comes to AI. Where do we even begin?
That's where resources like Martini's podcast, The DigiPalms, can be so valuable. He offers tons of information on AI tools, platforms, and strategies that anyone can use, regardless of their technical background.
So it's like a roadmap for navigating the world of AI.
Exactly. And he even provides specific recommendations for tools like Hugging Face, which is a great place to start for anyone who wants to experiment with AI without feeling overwhelmed.
That's really helpful. But why is Martini sharing all of this valuable information? What's in it for him?
Well, I think he genuinely believes that AI has the potential to make the world a better place. By sharing his knowledge, he's empowering others to use AI for good and create positive change.
That's inspiring. So it's not just about making money, it's about using technology to make a difference.
Exactly. And that seems to be resonating with a lot of people. There's a growing movement of people and organizations using AI to address social issues, improve healthcare, and create a more sustainable future. Which brings us back to you and how you might use this information.
Yeah. I was just thinking that we've covered a lot of ground. And it's clear that AI is a powerful force, for good and potentially not so good. But how do we, as individuals, or even small businesses, start to harness this power without getting lost in the technical jargon?
That's where Martin's insights are so helpful. He's not just talking about abstract concepts, he's giving concrete examples and actionable advice. He's demystifying AI, making it accessible to everyone.
So what's the first step? Where do we even begin?
Marty says the first step is simple. Start learning. Explore resources like his podcast, The DigiPalms, where he breaks down complex AI concepts into easy-to-understand pieces. He also recommends diving into platforms like Hugging Face, which gives you a hands-on way to experiment with AI tools and models.
So it's about taking that first step and starting to explore.
Exactly. The more you learn, the more you'll realize that AI isn't some far-off futuristic thing. It's here. It's now. And it's changing the world as we speak. The question is, are you going to be a passive observer or an active participant in this revolution?
I think I'm ready to jump in and start exploring. But before we move on, can you give us a little more insight into Hugging Face? What exactly is it, and why is it so important in this conversation?
Hugging Face is basically a platform that makes AI development easier. It's a place where developers share pre-trained AI models, data sets, and tools. Think of it like a giant library of AI building blocks that anyone can use to create their own applications.
So it's like a shortcut to building AI-powered apps.
Exactly. It lets you leverage the work of experts and start building really sophisticated applications without having to write code from scratch. You can find models for everything from natural language processing to image recognition, and you can easily adapt them to your specific needs.
Now, that sounds incredibly powerful. But how does this tie back to the billionaires and their marketing strategies?
Martini explains that Hugging Face is empowering a new generation of entrepreneurs and marketers to compete on a more level playing field. It's giving them access to the same AI capabilities that were once exclusive to the big tech companies. We're already seeing startups and small businesses using Hugging Face to create innovative marketing campaigns, personalize customer experiences, and even automate entire business processes.
Sounds like the democratization of AI.
Exactly. It's opening up a world of possibilities for anyone with a good idea and a willingness to learn. And that's what makes this whole conversation so exciting. We're seeing a fundamental shift in the power dynamics of the business world, and AI is at the heart of it.
This has been incredibly eye-opening, and I'm honestly starting to see the potential of AI in a whole new light. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question. If AI is becoming so powerful and accessible, what skills and knowledge do we need to develop to thrive in this new world? It's something to think about as we delve deeper into the world of the billionaire's algorithm.
Yeah, that's a really great question to keep in mind as we sort of continue down this rabbit hole. It really gets at what I think Martin's trying to say. It's not just about, the billionaires and how they're using AI. It's also about how this technology could potentially empower everyone.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing that now. It's like this whole conversation has been a real eye-opener. I used to think of AI as something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but now, I don't know. It feels more like a tool that we can all use to solve problems, create new opportunities, and hopefully build a better future.
Exactly. And that's the message that Martin is really passionate about. He truly believes that AI has the potential to level the playing field, to be this force for good that benefits all of humanity, not just a select few at the top.
But how do we make sure that happens? How do we prevent AI from becoming just another way for the wealthy and powerful to stay in control?
That's the big question, isn't it? And it's something that Martini doesn't shy away from. He really stresses the importance of developing AI responsibly. Ethical considerations have to be front and center in this conversation.
So it's not just about what AI can do, but what it should do.
Exactly. We have to be really mindful of the potential downsides. If AI development goes unchecked, we need to make sure it's used to help people, not hurt them.
I think that's something we can all agree on. But let's bring it back down to earth for a second. Martini talks a lot about how AI can personalize experiences at a level we've never seen before. Can you give us some real-world examples of what that looks like?
Sure. Imagine an app that uses AI to create a personalized fitness plan for you. It could analyze your health data, your lifestyle, your fitness goals, and then put together a workout routine that's perfectly tailored to your needs.
So it's like having a personal trainer right in your pocket.
Exactly, and that's just one example. We're seeing AI-powered personalization popping up everywhere. Healthcare, education, entertainment.
Okay, that makes sense. But I'm still curious about the financial side of things. How are these billionaires using AI to squeeze every last drop of profit out of their investments?
Well, Martini talks about how AI can help optimize ad spending. He gives this example of a company that used AI to target their ads to the people who are most likely to actually buy their product. And guess what? Their sales went through the roof, and they wasted way less money on ads that didn't work.
So it's not just about having a massive marketing budget. It's about being smart with how you use it.
Yeah.
And AI is the key to unlocking that strategy.
Absolutely. AI can analyze huge amounts of data, figure out the best places to advertise, the perfect time to reach people, and craft the exact message that will resonate with them.
It's like having a 247 marketing genius on your team.
Yeah, that's the power of AI. It can process information and make decisions at a speed and scale that humans just can't match.
Okay, this is all starting to click for me.
Yeah.
But I still worry that AI is going to widen the gap between the rich and the poor.
I hear you. It's a valid concern. But I think we need to focus on using AI to create opportunities for everyone, not just the wealthy.
So how do we do that? How do we make sure AI is a force for good?
I think education is a big part of it. We need to make sure everyone has the knowledge and skills to succeed in a world where AI is everywhere.
That's a good point. But what about access to these AI tools? Platforms like Hugging Face are amazing, but they're still mostly geared towards developers. What about people who don't have a tech background?
You're right. That's something the AI community is working on. There's this growing movement to make AI accessible to everyone, whether they're a programmer or not.
That's good to know. But let's circle back to the billionaires for a minute. Martini talks about them using AI to dominate these niche markets. Can you give us a few more examples?
Sure. Imagine a company that uses AI to create custom-made clothing. They scan your body, analyze your style preferences, and create a garment that fits you perfectly.
So it's like having a personal tailor on call.
Exactly. And we're seeing this hyper-personalization trend popping up everywhere. Food, travel, even healthcare.
It's like AI is making it possible to create a world where everything is tailored to our specific needs and wants.
And that's what makes it so exciting. AI has the potential to completely change how we live, how we work, how we interact with the world.
But it also raises some ethical questions.
Right.
If everything is personalized, could that lead to us living in these filter bubbles, where we only see information that reinforces our existing beliefs?
That's a really important point and something we need to be very careful about. As we develop these AI systems, we have to build in safeguards to prevent AI from making our biases worse and to make sure it's used to promote diversity and inclusivity.
So it's not just about the technology itself,
Yeah.
but how we use it and the values we bake into it.
Exactly. AI is a tool, a powerful tool, and it's up to us to make sure it's used for good.
This has been a really insightful conversation, and I feel like we've only scratched the surface. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a challenge. Think about how AI is already impacting your life and how it might shape your future. Are you ready to embrace the possibilities, or are you going to let AI pass you by?
It's a challenge we all face, as individuals, as a society.
It really is. We've been talking about this big picture stuff. Billionaires using AI to change the game of marketing, AI becoming more and more available to everyone. But what does it all actually mean for the average person?
I think it means we can't just sit back and wait. We can't just be passive. We have to be proactive. We have to shape our own future.
Okay, so what's the first step then? Where do we even start with all of this?
I think it starts with curiosity. Just start exploring, read articles, listen to podcasts like the DigiPalms, play around with tools like Hugging Face.
Okay, that sounds like a good starting point. But what about people like me, who aren't exactly tech wizards? Is AI something we can really understand without a degree in computer science?
Absolutely. Remember, AI is just a tool. And like any tool, you can learn how to use it. There are tons of resources out there that can break it down for you, even if you're not a programmer.
So you're saying we shouldn't be intimidated by AI?
Exactly. It's not some big mystery that only a few people can grasp. AI is becoming more and more accessible to everyone. And honestly, the more people who understand it, the better. We'll be in a much stronger position to guide its development and make sure it's used for the right reasons.
I like that. That's a more optimistic way to look at it. But I still have this nagging fear in the back of my mind. Like, what if AI takes our jobs?
I hear you. That's a valid concern and a serious one. But I think it's crucial to remember that AI isn't here to replace us. It's here to help us, to enhance what we can already do.
So you're saying it's about humans and AI working side by side?
Exactly. Think of AI as a superpowered assistant, one that can help you do your job better, faster and more effectively.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here. But how do we actually prepare ourselves for this future where AI is everywhere?
I think the key is to focus on developing those skills that AI can't replicate. Things like creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, and emotional intelligence.
So we need to focus on those uniquely human qualities.
Exactly. Those are the skills that will set us apart and help us succeed in a world powered by AI.
This has been an amazing conversation, and I feel like my understanding of AI has grown exponentially. Thank you so much for sharing your insights.
Of course. It's been a pleasure.
And for our listeners who want to learn more about this fascinating world, Kenny Martini highly recommends checking out his podcast, The DigiPalms. He's got a ton of great information on AI tools, platforms, strategies that anyone can use.
Especially if you're interested in learning more about those advanced tools like Hugging Face, for building those niche applications. They've put together some really comprehensive articles and guides to help you get the most out of AI.
So there you have it. AI isn't science fiction anymore. It's here. It's now. And it's changing everything.
The question is, are you ready to be a part of it?
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. We hope you found it insightful, and we hope it's inspired you to learn more about the incredible potential of AI. Remember, the future is what we make it. So let's go out there and make it a good one.
I did not come to play.
I'm Christina Moy, and thanks for tuning in to another engaging session on the DigiPalms podcast. Don't leave just yet. Subscribe to join our community and never miss out on our cutting-edge discussions. See you next time.